And as they look at whether they want to recapitalize, whether they want to exit and go what I call the flip-flop Fridays and just be hanging out on the beach on Fridays, we talked about there's a couple different whys that to consider as we look at that. And what's that motivating driver as to, is it the price? Is it the timeline? Is it the legacy? You want the people and the company to stay intact as much as you can post transaction. How often do you see all three, or how do you talk a business owner through, well, do you want price? Do you want to decide on the timeline? Is it 3 months or 3 years, or we want to preserve the legacy here?
Yeah, I would say almost never are you going to get all three. So I think you have to focus on the things that are most important. But a lot of times the sellers they do tend to focus on price, and it's a lot of times it's their first question: how much can I get for my company? And as it crazy as it sounds, that's not the main reason these deals get done. As a matter of fact, it's if price is the only driving factor for either party, but particularly the selling party, the deal's probably not going to go through. And the reason for that is, if one party is just looking at trying to get the highest number and the other party is just looking for the lowest number, trying to meet in the middle it makes it very tough. And so there usually has to be some other driving factor, something that some kind of a synergy between the two companies. A couple of examples, or one or two examples, might be the acquiring company wants to be in a particular geographic location where the seller is now. That would be a great reason to sell. It would be a great synergy for the companies. Or maybe one of the parties has a technology that the other party needs, or some part of the business that one of the parties needs and the other, has, and it just becomes a good match. And so, really, the transactions happen mostly because there is some kind of a match. There's something common connection that draws the companies together. I always tell people, do not start with the money, because that's if everything else falls in place, the money almost always works itself out. If you start with the money, the other stuff it becomes much more difficult to get done.